Hi, everybody. I'm grinning from ear to ear because I just entered Ohio. Not that that's anybody's favorite if you're from Michigan, but hey, I'm almost home, so I'm happy as hell. But, anyways, being pushed to do this video on Dark Night of the Soul. And, boy, I'd never heard of such a thing till I went through it. So, the song Amazing Grace keeps going through my head, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. God is good all the time. And how I know He is I haven't worked in almost a year, and I'm not broke. I'm doing pretty damn good. So, God loves me, and He's taking me home. Finally, I can come home. But anyway, Dark Night of the Soul. For those of you that know me, I'm a Pisces, so I'm very spiritual. I'm an empath. I believe the world is magic, even without Harry Potter in it, okay? There's a lot of cool things that go on around us. But you just got to be in tune. Me, I'm usually glowing and happy about everything, excited about every new adventure. I'm full of love, kindness, blah, blah, blah. But boy, for about 4 months, I let go of everything. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't care about nothing. I know I hurt some people's feelings. I just felt that it was time for me. I had to take some time for me. There were some things that I needed to think about with me. You give so much of yourself to other people, and if you're like me, you give it all. You forget about you. You forget about what you need and what you want or what makes you tick. You give it all to people. And so during Dark Night of the Soul, we let go of everything the ego values. That's our power, our control, our possessions. If you look in the back of this, that's all I own. I drive a Toyota Yaris, so I don't have much. So, and if I look terrible right now, it's because me and Charlie overslept this morning, and I threw my shit in the car and off we went towards home. It's taken me a long time to decide to go home. There's a lot of things that want to keep me out here on the road, and a lot of promises that want to keep me out here, and frankly, I need to go home. It's going to make me cry. Sorry. But anyways, so what Dark Night of the Soul is it's depression of the spirit. We're not physically depressed. Our spirit's depressed. Our spirit's tired. Our soul is worn out. It's been torn in so many fragments that it's time that you sit down and you let yourself repair. I can remember growing up that my mom would say, that's going to catch up to you someday. And I always wondered, what's going to catch up to me someday? Now I know. And maybe she knew more about life than I did. I'm sure she did. But I never looked at my mother as a spiritual being. So she was wiser than I gave her credit for. But yeah, things caught up with me. So I spent 4 months not doing anything. I didn't care to do anything. I didn't care if I worked. I didn't care if I ate. I didn't care if I slept. Pretty much all I did was just sit and think. I was just in my head. And any distraction irritated me. I needed to be in my head. I know I hurt some people's feelings, like my friend Brenda, and I didn't mean to. Because that's not what I'm all about. But I've always been the type that I'll get on your train and help you with your problems, and I ignore my own. And at this time, I needed to figure out my life and what I wanted to do with my life and why I allowed so many people, so many things, so many distractions to hurt me to the point that I don't know. It was hard. Now, St. John of the Cross is the one that first put a name on this. Because, see, I knew I wasn't depressed. I knew it was something else. I've known a lot of people with depression. This wasn't it. I didn't want to die. I wasn't suicidal. It was like I was grieving for something. You know what I mean? Grieving. But if you look at life, you know, in the last 6 or 7 years, I've had a lot of loss, huge loss. My parents, my sister committed suicide. I had a broken marriage just before this started. I was in a soulmate connection, and that ended. And holy crap, I'm telling you. But I think it's a culmination of everything through your whole life. I'm 56 years old, and normally I bounce back, I'm on my feet, and I'm off running for the next hill. And I'm telling you what, I couldn't run for anything. I didn't give a shit about what went on around me. I needed to be in my head. And how do you make it through something like this? I'm thinking a strong foundation, you know, which if I do another video, it'll be on the importance of making a strong foundation for your children. My parents made a strong foundation for us. They made us strong people. They made us independent. They made us trust ourselves and know that we could count on ourselves. And through this whole last 4 months, you know, I had to look at myself and say, you know, Bobby, I've never left you. I know it, and I know this sounds weird, you guys, and I'm not, you know, I'm not crazy, but I'm being honest. Look at yourself. Tell yourself, you know, I've never left you. The one thing you've always had your whole life is you. And I've never let myself down. And I've never walked away from myself. And I know it's funny now, but seriously, I had to do this. And so St. John, he says that the dark night of the soul, the first part of it is difficult. And the second part of it is horrible. Well, I got to tell you, the second part of it is horrifying. The first part's difficult because you're trying to figure out what's going on. The second part is horrifying. It horrified me. I had to look at all the times that I had allowed people to come into my life and use me and take me for granted and put me in positions I didn't want to be in, all the while working my ass off to keep my head afloat and keep some kind of normalcy in my life and to keep my pride, you know what I mean? A lot of times. And it started in childhood. So for me, that's what Dark Night of the Soul is about. Owning who you are, owning what you've allowed, and in the end of it, I learned to create healthy boundaries, not to feel guilty because I'm not letting people push me farther than I want to go, or not feeling guilty because I hurt somebody's feelings because I didn't want to go along with the road they wanted me to walk down or the positions they wanted to put me in. Does that make sense to you? I learned to trust the standards that I've set for my life. I'm not going to compromise anymore. I'm not going to blend into your life no more. I am not going to hand my cup to just anybody anymore. I'll be everybody's friend, but I am worth something, and the things I want and I need are worthy. I'm worthy of that. So, and I don't want much, which is the funny part. So, if you go through this, I mean, you could do what a lot of people do. Go get on Xanax or Ativan or whatever. I'm not that type of person either. I smoke cigarettes. And when you're around me, what you'll hear out of my mouth is, do you want to do a shot? So that's how I did it. I got through it. I owned up to my mistakes. I cried over the things that I did wrong, or that I felt that I did wrong. And I cried over the things that I'd allowed people to do to me. And now I got my joy back. And I'm going home because I love my home. I've listened to people say terrible things about Michigan. It's too cold, it's too expensive, it's too this, it's too that. But if you're from here, it's all about home. And that's where I'm going. I need my family. And I need my friends. So, how did I get out of dark night of the soul, or how did I deal with it? I prayed a lot. I prayed. I sang. I watched YouTube videos on dumb stuff. I didn't let outside influences bother me. I didn't get caught up in what other people wanted me to do or think about. I stayed on my journey and on my path. I dealt with me, but I prayed a lot. I'm telling you what, 24 hours a day, I was talking to God and telling him I'm sorry, and I was telling him how grateful I was for this and that, and I looked at myself not by what I had, the material things, but I looked at myself for who I was as a person. And I'm not that bad. I got a lot of love to give, and I've always been good to those that are in my life, and or anyone that crossed my path. So if you go through this, I'm not going to I'm not going to open the comments on this video. I'm not. I don't want to deal with that. If there's something you want to say, something you'd like to add, or if you have a question, or you just need somebody to talk to, my email is phonewidow@gmail.com. And I will do a video on how I took the name Phone Widow. But anyways, you can find that, my email address, in the comments down below. And I'd be so happy to talk to anybody about this. Anyone. Or listen to what anybody's got to say about it. Yes, I smoke. Thank goodness. But anyway, I love you guys. And life is good. And it's magical. And the sun is shining. And I'm so grateful to see grass. I don't care if I ever see another mountain. Another desert. I'm ready to see water. I am ready to see the grass and the trees, and Christmas is coming. And even though I don't want to deal with all that frigid ass cold, I'm grateful to see the snow. True. That's true. And I can't wait to see my brother. Sorry, guys. But I guess you gotta see that too, right? Anyway. I love you, Tom. I'm done running. I'm coming home. I will see you in the morning or in a few hours. I love everybody.